I'm not in a flood zone. They're in a flood zone across the street. Not in a flood zone, not in a flood zone, not in a flood zone, flood zone. It's just so confusing.
With confusion on whether they'd be at risk, many hurricane homeowners did not have flood insurance and are now battling checks for thousands of dollars in repairs.
Samantha Hoffman reports from Hurricane on a neighborhood recovering from all of that flash flooding.
This home behind me is just one of many in the area that weren't covered with flood insurance. Now they're relying on community assistance with their first floor completely gutted out and are pushing around flood insurance.
To replace all your furniture, all your carpets, it's way more expensive to do that than to have a policy that would provide the coverage.
Homeowner Elizabeth Lucas said she first went to get flood insurance about a year ago after seeing clogged drains from a rainstorm.
I was told that it's excluded from my policy and that I'm not in a flood zone. And so in my mind that meant I don't need flood insurance.
But when monsoons hit, she watched the water take over her home.
I was relying, I think, on an insurance company to just know what was best for me and my family.
Utah Insurance Commissioner John Pike says the typical homeowner's insurance doesn't include flood coverage.
If a flood really originates inside a home, like a pipe breaks, then that would typically be covered under your homeowner's insurance. But if that flood originates outside the home, then it's not.
Pike says it's important to investigate a separate flood insurance policy, which could be offered by your homeowner's insurance provider, private plans, or the National Flood Insurance Program. Depending on if you're in a floodplain, it ranges from $500 a year to tens of thousands of dollars.
When there's been a flood, it very easily could be something that is noted by insurance companies, and they could update their maps. You could see some increases.
We've seen with wildfires throughout the state becoming so common, some insurance providers have not offered wildfire coverage anymore. Could you foresee that happening with flooding in Utah?
I think as long as there's a national flood insurance program, we'll have coverage available for people for flood, but it's just at what price.
He added that individual providers may opt to no longer cover an area, and premiums could become out of reach. Lucas asked individuals to do their research, insurance agencies to give clear information, and cities to ensure updated flood maps are easily accessible, with much of FEMA's resources not up to date.
I wish I would have known the risks. Yeah, I just didn't know.
Pike says it is up to the individual to assess the cost of insurance and decide whether it's worth it for you and your valuables. But to help you make the decision, there is an FAQ sheet by the Utah Insurance Department linked on the KUTV website. In Hurricane, Samantha Hoffman, KUTV News.
Samantha has been covering the flooding in Hurricane and its aftermath for the past week. You can read and watch all of her past stories right now on our website, KUTV.com.